What's happening?
Hello. Hey. We are starting a cult that's Grant Up Jake. How's it going this week?
We're back.
With you.
That was smooth. That was quick.
Thank you. How's it going, everybody? With you, Grant, too. How are you?
I'm doing not bad. I can't say I'm doing bad. Navi's excited.
Navi's excited out there. Yes, he is. But he's locked out of this room now.
There's a vacuum cleaner out there. That's like what really's doing it for him.
The ultimate dog predator.
I'm not sure what
All
it
right,
is.
he's opening the door.
He's approaching us. He was able to crack the door.
All right, I'm going to go shut that door. Keep him busy.
Yeah, absolutely, fans. We love you. Oh, the door
Never
closed.
mind.
It was scary. It happened.
I don't know what's going on.
But we are back for a brand new episode of the show. I hope you guys like it, okay? I hope you like this show in general.
Yeah, I hope you don't have your expectations too high, though, because we don't have anything to talk about.
No, today we're just kind of shooting the shit. We're in the process of making a list. I'm going to openly say this right now. We will be doing a true crime episode coming up.
Maybe more than one part.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be at least two. So we're going to be cracking into another series here next week. And it's going to be good. I think you guys will like it.
It's true. There's a lot of binding, torturing, killing.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Burger Kinging. You know?
BK. Have it your way, you know.
A lot of Burger Kinging. But today, we're just kind of shooting the shit. We're just relaxing.
Yeah, we're, taking some time to get our annual list going.
Yeah,
by the way, as always, startacult@gmail.com. Whatever you want to hear about, we'll put it on the list. You know?
No, yeah, exactly.
That's just how it goes here.
So I do want to say this. This is the perfect time for all of you guys out there. If you want to hear something this year in the brand new, fresh 2022 calendar, definitely email us. Send us a message on Instagram. Those are probably the two easiest ways to get in touch.
We are most present on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why either. It's just like
it's
fun.
just a go-to. It's the best. It's like, it's a picture with a caption.
We follow some like really interesting pages and stuff. We have quite a pretty hefty collection of followers, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a good amount.
So it's like it just works. That's where the money's at for us. It's like
true.
We meet our people, they meet us.
It's true. We could always have more followers, though. Spread the word of the cult.
Absolutely. We're trying to, once we crack 1,000, I'll just get naked and I'll just be naked in my house.
He's done it before. Yeah.
Yeah, I get naked I get naked every day. It happens every day.
No, I've seen you naked already today.
Yeah, I'm naked a lot, and it's just perfect. So I'll do it again for you guys out there. It's going to be fine. But today, I just want to talk about something that was brought up last night, believe it or not, by Georgie. I was chatting with him, and we were just talking. He was like, dude, you guys should talk about Alcon. And I was like, what does that mean?
The hell is that? Is that like...
Or Alcor, sorry. Alcor.
Oh, yeah, that clears everything up.
I was like... What are you talking about? What Alcor? That sounds like the fucking guy from the Never-Ending Story, right? Like the big monster.
Yeah, what is that? Rancor?
It was Falcor.
Falcor, that's what it is.
And then
the Rancor is like a Star Wars thing. I think.
That's like the Rancor pit or whatever.
Yeah.
But Alcor is Cryonics. It is a cryonic company, which they're
freezing people's feet.
What are they doing? More than the feet, they freeze everything. It is. Essentially, I was unaware that cryonics is like the term to use, you know.
Wait, is this the shit that happened to Philip J. Fry?
Yeah, like I always thought it was like cryogenic freezing, you know. But they call it cryonics, and their mission is to preserve your life. Now, what they do, for those of you that do not know, they don't keep you from dying. Once you are dead, they freeze you cryogenically, and they preserve every part of your body. So everything inside of it, your organs, your head, your brain, all the good goods. And with the hope of eventually being able to put your consciousness and brain into either like a robot or some other vessel. That
I was going to say,
on.
like, didn't they do that, or people say that they did that with like Walt Disney or something? But just for, like, with his head?
Yeah, no, they do say that. Like, they've saved him.
That's interesting. But, like, why would they, like, in this real-life thing, why would they freeze the entire body? Because, like, once you die, your bacteria just immediately starts eating you, right? You just kind of start to melt. from the inside.
Like, I mean, we'll discuss, our thoughts on cryonics in a little bit, but I have the full process here, okay? Now, what happens, Alcor is based out of Arizona, and they're one of the leading companies that do this.
Okay.
Currently, as of today, they have 184 patients that are currently frozen.
So they have a bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah, they have 184
right.
corpses ranging from the ages of 2 years old to 111. So the youngest they have is a 2-year-old girl, and the oldest is a very older gentleman who is frozen.
Damn, that guy loved life. If he's lived that much life and still wants to one day be put into like a fucking robot or some shit.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this.
That guy loves life.
In the middle of this show, like after we go over the basics, I'm going to sign up for a membership.
What?
On
Really?
air.
Wait, really?
I mean, I'm not going to pay for it, but I'm going to get to the part where they make you pay.
Motherfucker, you just told me you had nothing to talk about today. I was like, oh, me too. We'll just shoot the shit. Well, now you're going to freeze yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to sign up for some cryonics right now because I want more details. But living members, people that are currently alive that are paid and enrolled in their services, there are 1,379 living active members of Alcor.
Okay.
And they've been doing this for 49 years, since 1972. We'll be reaching the 50-year anniversary.
I have to look up when Disney died. It was before that, I know, but
yeah,
I need to know how far his death preceded this like actual science.
Mm-hmm. And see what's cool,
or the common practice of it, at least.
You get your pick, right? This is like a Pizza Hut deal, okay? You get to decide, do you want your whole body to be frozen or just, like, the neuro part of your body?
Wait a minute. What year did you say they started?
1972.
Okay, so that was 6 years after he died. So it's not far-fetched.
It's not impossible.
Especially for a powerful man, he was involved with the Nazis. Come on.
And this is one specific company. I'm sure there's many more out there. This is just one company. But, I mean, to be fair, I didn't look into many other companies, but this one seems the most reputable. They actually have, like, doctors and stuff that will talk to you and let you know about, like, the inner workings of the process, the plans, insurance policies, like, if something were to happen, like, they have all of this covered.
See, I'd be interested in how fast you start to melt from the inside once you die. I'm going to look that up right now.
Well, here's the question. How does this work? Okay, how does this work? Now, you gotta suspend some belief here because it's not as simple as you might think it is. When you die, it needs to be under very specific circumstances, okay? If you're shot in the head, Alcor's not really going to be able to do anything for you.
Okay.
That's just the simple fact of the matter. If you die in like a horrific accident, chances are they're not going to be able to do anything because it doesn't really fit into their system. Because here's what happens. Step number 1 is the standby protocol. And what that is that they have a reviewed medical team that is at your bedside while you're dying. Okay, so like you're in the hospital or you're at home, you're sick,
it's
you're
like,
dying.
this is the big day.
The very moment that you are pronounced legally dead. Now, that's a big thing. You can't just be dead. You have to have the coroner there to pronounce the death.
Yeah.
Once you are legally pronounced dead, that is when they begin the process. That is when they start immediately.
I was going to say, because I just looked up how soon after death does decomposition start, and it says between 24 to 72 hours.
Yeah, so they're immediate.
Oh, God. And then at 3 to 5 days, the body starts bloating, and blood contains foam, leaks from the mouth and nose. 8 to 10 days, the body turns from green to red as the blood decomposes, and the organs in the abdomen accumulate gas.
Gross.
So it's good that they act fast, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what they do is they're there, they sign you up, and then they transport you to their facility immediately. That is where the cryopreservation begins. Your whole body, or just the brain, or your head, or however you guys divvy that up, you'd make your decisions.
I'd want to do all my body parts separately in little tanks.
Yeah, I get that. That'd be kind of fun.
It reminds me of Mars Attacks.
So they take care of that. They get you in the chambers. Then, after that, the patients are kept in a secure, long-term cryogenic dewars at a consistent negative 196 degrees Celsius temperature.
Jesus.
Can you get me a translation? Or that's not a translation.
It's just like, yes. How many degrees?
Negative 196 Celsius.
Negative 196.
Yeah, 196.
196.
Let's see. I'm just navigating their website here. I just want to see kind of what's going on, how this shit works. It's very interesting. Wow. Hold on here. Okay.
That's negative 320.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so that for the
Western, it's pretty cold.
For the Western individuals out there. So here is the deal. Now it's not cheap, okay? And you got to think, we don't know when we're going to be able to do anything with what's frozen, but it's $55 a month.
That's a lot of money, dude.
$55 a month for your membership fees.
Man, just to wait for science.
Mm-hmm. So then Alcor outsources life insurance policies, and these can range to $25 to $800 a month.
Okay.
So that's what you're doing with that.
So one of my questions is have they done a trial run of defrosting someone and the maintenance of the brain and making sure it defrosts properly? Have they done that yet, or are they just freezing motherfuckers and just saying yeah, pay us?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know.
How do you defrost a body and then oh, he's back?
Oh,
he's
yeah.
back just like he was.
I'm going to read this directly from their website, okay? This is directly from the membership section of their website.
Okay.
And this is how the funding process goes. So the method is this. Approximately 90% of members fund their cryopreservations with a separate life insurance policy naming Alcor, the company, as the beneficiary of the life insurance policy. Some members choose to prepay their cryopreservation, but it typically makes more financial sense to use life insurance.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is, in a roundabout way, they're taking money from the family because the life insurance policy is just going to pay out to Alcor.
Yeah.
And that's where all the funding will come from.
Dude, we should
life insurance.
We should just get a fucking deep freezer and do this. Why can't we just freeze people and have them pay us?
That's a good point.
That would be regular income. What are we going to, check the science every year? No.
No, I don't care.
We're just going to freeze people and get life insurance from them.
So here's how coverage works, okay? We're talking insurance coverage. Whole body cryopreservation requires a minimum of $200,000 in life insurance. And neuro cryopreservation, just the brain, requires a minimum of $80,000. You should consider a policy with a benefit amount that increases with inflation or otherwise provides for higher future costs. It's nice that they're worried about that.
Yeah, I guess. It's more for their gain, but I guess, yeah.
Okay, so here's some FAQs. You want me just to go through these?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Number one, how much does cryopreservation cost? Here's their response. And I'm reading this word for word of what Alcor is saying, okay?
Does it say, fuck around and find out?
It says, bitch. No. Most people pay for their cryopreservation through life insurance, which is what makes cryonics affordable for the average person. Hence, the actual out-of-pocket cost depends on your age and health and other factors at the time that you buy the policy. To determine your own cost, you would need to contact a life insurance agent. The minimum life insurance policy coverage and the amount you would need to pay in cash if you were to get cryopreserved at Alcor today is $200,000 for body cryopreservation and $80,000 for neuro. However, you should get a greater amount of coverage to allow for inflation between now and the time of your cryopreservation.
Okay.
So what they're saying is that it's going to cost, if you go for the whole body, it's about $200,000 is what they're talking about.
It's quite a lot of money.
It is, but then I guess,
Does the baby get a discount? Because you said there was a 2-year-old.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Can you imagine once science gets there, and we're actually able to do this if it's a successful feat? Can you imagine being that child and then growing up and just learning how to live in the future, but you're from 200 years before? That is a fucking movie I'd watch.
That is a lifetime of
he or she would be the chosen one of the future from the past.
Oh, 100%.
And like I don't know what people have like tails regularly or something, super crazy eyesight, but they're just like, this child is just like us, but they have their own benefits.
They're like, from somewhere else.
I don't know, like
they're from a different
I'd watch that
Earth.
fucking movie, dude. The fucking chosen one from the past.
Here's the next question.
It's like a drama version of Futurama.
This goes back to sort of what Jake was asking, and here's the official answer from Alcor. When will patients be revived? Are you ready?
They don't know. I guarantee it's like a paragraph about how they just don't know.
Well, yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
That depends on when they are cryopreserved. The specific details of how well they are cryopreserved and how rapidly future medical technologies, particularly molecular nanotechnologies, are developed. Cryonics technology is always improving. It is better now than it was in 2000, which was better than it was in 1990, which in turn was much better than the crude methods used in the first cryonics patients in the late 1960s. Eventually a time will come when human suspended animation will be perfected. In other words, it will be possible to routinely turn people off and on for medical time travel, space travel, and other purposes. As progress continues, it will then become possible to recover people who had been preserved at earlier times, when methods were less perfect, so greater degrees of injury resulted. Some think it will take centuries before patients can be revived, while others think that the accelerating pace of technological change might so rapidly transform our world that decades would suffice.
Dude.
Alcor is planning for however long it might take.
Can you imagine being like the first like cryogenically frozen people that they try to defrost and like you're like the guinea pigs.
They bust off a thumb or something.
And they just like fucking up so bad for the first like couple hundred people.
They're just like, ooh,
it's like,
sorry.
Damn, I was an early investor and now I'm paying for it.
You know what? This is sadly not on the FAQs, but it's something that I'm interested in and I have a question about.
Yeah.
What's the order of being revived? Because I can't imagine it's like a quick process. It's going to take some time.
Maybe that's another charge. So just like, you want to be revived first? That's an extra $100 a month or something like that.
Like
maybe it's like
it's
like a pay-to-play game, you know?
What does it matter? See, but what I think they're not understanding is like, what I was just reading makes sense. Like suspended animation, the idea that like human consciousness can be like turned off like at will.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I've
seen plenty of Twilight Zone episodes about this very thing.
Yeah, it's like that almost makes sense to me. I can wrap my head around that. But what I don't understand is like these people are dead. So how are they going to be revived? Like we don't have the medical science to bring people back.
We're basically waiting to be able to spit in God's face and the very nature of life.
Yeah,
to where we can reverse it. So basically, like, oh, let's put him on a fucking hard drive. You know, this guy. Let's just put his mind on a hard drive. That's the best case scenario, I feel like.
Yeah,
and then what are you going to be plugged into a fucking wall all day? Like,
pretty much. I'm excited. I'm glad that I found these FAQs because these are actually kind of interesting. The next question. Here's an interesting one. Who will revive the patients? That's a good question.
That's a great question. Again, how? Has anyone done it before? Like, what's the process?
Here's the direct quote. The short answer is this. Alcor will revive them. That's all it says. Then there's more.
Let's hope they don't go under somehow, and they just have a bunch of defrosting bodies. You know, it's.
This is a long one, so get
ready. I pronounced it that way. It was kind of weird, but yeah.
Strap in, listeners, because this is a long explanation as to who will be reviving Alcor's patients.
Alcor.
The third item in Alcor's mission statement is this: eventually restore to health and regenerate into society all patients in Alcor's care. Reviving the patients is also required by Alcor's contracts with members. Quote, when in Alcor's best good faith judgment, it is determined that attempting revival is in the best interest of the member in cryopreservation. Alcor shall attempt to revive and rehabilitate the member.
To attempt. Mm-hmm. So, wait, they're also taking responsibility for, like, reintegrating the people into society whenever they're reanimated.
Yes,
That's
they are.
A huge fucking feat, dude. That is, like, I feel like they need to be a bigger company than they are. I don't even know how big they are. They need to be bigger. Because that is a whole thing. You're just like, all right, I'm going to bring people back from the dead, and I'm going to teach them everything about life that they maybe knew in the past, but now that they have to learn here hundreds of years later. That's fucking insane.
Oh, it's not over yet. There's still a couple paragraphs here. You guys ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Woo! Reviving the patients is also a duty of the Alcor Patient Care Trusts. Quote, at such time as Alcor deems that repair and revival of the patient is feasible, the trust shall expand whatever amounts of money are necessary to revive the patients and reintroduce them into society, as long as ongoing care for the patient's reimagining in biostasis is not endangered. It is the intent of the trust that such repair and revival proceed in such manner that ongoing trust earnings responsibly and reasonably can be predicted to provide for the eventual repair and revival of all patients.
So, do they do, like, once they're I don't know, it probably doesn't say anything about this, but once they're reanimated and reintegrated into society, are they just, like, expected to get jobs? Or is there, like, a place they can stay? Do they have, like, an apartment complex, like a halfway house between animations?
Alcor doesn't care about that. They don't give a fuck.
That's terrible.
Alcor doesn't care.
I don't know,
This is interesting, though. Listen to this.
I have a lot of concerning questions.
The trust documents also decree... Wait, hold on. They're like word this shit weird.
They're
I don't
decreeing
know who wrote
something?
This. The trust documents also decree that the majority of trustees have close relatives or significant others in cryopreservation at Alcor.
What? This is a fucking cult. They're just like, bring everyone you know. It's actually required. Like, no, that's a step away from, like, oh, yeah, well, before you die, you're going to live on this commune with us, and your kids are going to be everyone's kids. And this is not good.
If you didn't,
I don't like this.
If you didn't think it was a cult yet, listen to this.
Praise Vishnu, praise.
This part right here is freaking me out.
I meant Xenu. Vishnu is a legitimate god.
The plan is not for them to revive us. The plan is that we, the Alcor community, will revive ourselves.
What?
That's what it fucking says on their website.
These motherfuckers are on shrooms, dude. This is fucking crazy. What are they, like, DMT tripping?
Dude, I don't know.
I will revive myself and then all others who have perished.
They will all die.
We are in Arizona. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, so that's how you'll be revived and when.
Go on. You gotta sign up for this, right?
Oh, yeah, no. Once I get through the FAQs, I'm putting in the email. I'm getting
How many other questions are there, man? Jesus.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more questions.
Let's do it.
And they actually get better from here.
I don't know what you mean by better, but I'm ready.
Well, these are like legitimate questions. Why haven't more people signed up for cryonics?
Little skeptics.
Mm-hmm. People may refrain from signing up for cryonics because it's not traditional. It costs money. They're skeptical of anything they haven't seen work. It costs money. They're afraid of what their friends might think. They live in denial of their own death. They don't want to think about the subject. They procrastinate. They don't like life well enough to want more of it. Or they are afraid of a future in which they may be alienated from friends and family and a familiar social environment.
Bit of a backhanded response with multiple bullet points. This is a very aggressive company.
That was all one sentence, and they put, it will cost money twice.
Yeah, they did. I thought that was you being funny, but it's just actual ridiculousness.
It's in there twice. I can't tell if it's an error. Like, I was waiting for a third one.
I don't want the people that are going to be freezing my body to later reanimate me to have spelling errors in their descriptions. Okay?
Here's some more.
That's something I can't have, all right?
Here's some more.
Run-on sentences? No.
Typical Alcor members, if any Alcor members could be called typical, tend to be highly educated, independent-minded people who enjoy life and thinks cryonics has a reasonable chance of working.
Not trying to butter us up.
They pay for it with life insurance and think the future is likely to work out pretty well. They often have friends or relatives who are Alcor members. They expect Alcor to serve them using nanomedicine and expect to continue their lives with as much passion and joy as today, only with much more amazing technology.
Bitch, we got nanobots in the McNuggets, all right? We just die and become a tree. You don't got to freeze yourself. Your energy's transferred somewhere else. Maybe it's the wind. Maybe it gets some trash in some New Yorker's eye, but maybe that guy's a dick, so you're doing good.
That
kid.
Was like a strangely weird backhanded call.
Yeah.
It was like...
This is a very defensive company.
It was like, most of our members are highly educated. You wouldn't understand.
It's like, oh, why do people not do it? They're afraid of change. They're like afraid of everything that's not, bad. It's like, what do you mean?
Dude, Alcor is the Rick and Morty fans of companies. Like, that's what it is. Like, you wouldn't understand.
Or at least the loudest fans,
You wouldn't understand. It requires a strong mind to watch this program.
This is a 200 IQ move.
It's like, it's a fucking cartoon. Life. It's meant to just, like, make you laugh. Like, can I just laugh, please?
You know, death is a life choice. It's like, no.
Sir,
it's a part of it, so maybe make a good choice about it.
We're getting better with questions here. We're getting more into the answers we need.
What do we got?
Has anyone ever been revived?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I want to hear this one.
Except for embryos, no human has ever been revived from temperatures far below freezing. Cryonics patients are cared for in the expectation that future technology, especially molecular nanotechnology, will be available to reverse damage associated with the cryonics process.
I guess this is Arizona, right?
Yeah.
That's where, Vegas is, huh?
No, that's
Nevada. Pretty close, though, because these people are gambling hard as shit. All right? They're just like, oh, everything is just going to work out, even though there's nothing except me being fucking frozen.
Yeah.
Now.
So, that question specifically... You might have had my interest. Like I'm not saying I was
Vegas is.
I was not going to say I'm going to be like the next member, but it had my interest. But that question really turned me the fuck off because they openly admitted that they don't have technology, that it's literally just damaging the body.
Like also no one's working on it, but maybe eventually it's like no.
Yeah,
just put me in the fucking ground.
They're really banking on somebody being able to fix these issues. Yeah.
In a way, these business people are geniuses. Because they're just like, you know what? We could just present a bunch of problems with like a service that we have. And the service is just keeping fucking people cold. And we could just say like, eventually it'll be solved and they'll fucking buy it. Because it's like, oh, they're dead. What if it doesn't work out? It's like, whatever. I'm dead anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's a perfect business model, but they're being very aggressive and I don't like it. I don't like it a lot. I don't like it at all, actually. Grant?
I'm not a fan. We're going to be talking some transhumanism in a few minutes here when this is over. I was actually going to skip this one, but there's some stuff in here that's a little interesting that we're going to discuss. The question kind of goes back to how we started. How soon after legal death must the process begin? Okay?
Yeah.
And this is just a little bit more info for us and for you guys to understand how their process works. Cryonic procedures should ideally begin within the first 1 or 2 minutes after the heart stops, and preferably within 15 minutes. Longer delays place a greater burden on future technology to reverse injury and restore the brain to a healthy state and make it more uncertain that the correct and original state can be determined.
Yeah, you start melting like so many fucking ice cream cones after like 24 hours, so yeah.
Exactly when such restoration is no longer feasible is a matter of some debate and could be many hours. The greatest impact of delay is that it degrades the circulatory system, reducing the ability to circulate chemicals that reduce freezing injury. For further information, see the frequently asked question, doesn't the brain die after 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen? Or the article, Cardiopulmonary Support in Cryonics. and the cases without cardiopulmonary support section of the Alcor procedure. The most effective way of reducing delays and getting the highest quality cryopreservation is to relocate to cooperative hospice care near Alcor.
Okay.
So,
no.
So
yeah, the rest of the tail end of your life is completely dedicated to your death. Even though, like, maybe you want to do some things in that time, maybe spend some time with people that you care about in your life. No, you got to be at this hospice place with these people that are going to freeze you.
You know what I'm picturing?
What? What are you picturing?
I'm picturing somebody laying in a deathbed. Okay, and I have experience with this because I watched my grandmother die like in a bed.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
And I picture just like that scenario. And the minute the guy comes in, he's like, "She is pronounced dead." There's just like 3 dudes that dump ice on her, just like, "Get her out of here. Let's go.
We gotta go."
It's like,
there's like a hearse with like an ice cream cone on the side of it, like
just no mourning, like no like sadness. It's just like go.
We gotta get this body out of here.
Just like it's time.
Dude, when you mentioned the article about the brain dying after a couple minutes without oxygen, I just remembered that I think we may have talked about it on the torture method episode or something else, but like apparently there was a case like back in the medieval times where like some dude was beheaded and then someone slapped his head, like his face, after his head was like chopped off, and his face just started looking real pissed. It's just like a look of indignation. It's like, how could you slap me? But it's just a head. It's fun. It's a fun visual.
But yeah, like think of like the Super Bowl, like they dump the like Gatorade on like the coach, like, yeah, we won.
Yeah.
It's that, but in death, and they just cover you in like liquid nitrogen. And they're like, get him in the tube now.
It's one of the guys like first days. He just like drops the corner of the tank. It's like, oh fuck,
damn it,
oh god damn it, this one's done. This one's a fucking dud.
She's done. Put her in the ground,
dude. So here's my question: if they don't act fast enough, and like it's like your body's like shit, like they won't be able to reanimate it or whatever, do they still get the life insurance policy payments?
I'm gonna go ahead and say I assume so, because they're the beneficiary. And you're dead, so there's no way you can change that now. Like, no one can fight that.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like there has to be other paperwork, like, that says, like, if this doesn't happen, then no, this is null and void. Or, like, you can only receive these payments if, like, such and such, and, like, all these different things are, like, fully accounted for each month. And, like, I feel like they would have people, like, checking up on the bodies and, like, yeah, everything's looking frozen. Like...
I would hope so.
I would hope so, but that's a big thing. It's like, what if it's just a dud and you're just still paying them so much money in death?
Yeah, I wonder if there is like some fail-safe of like, it could be returned, or like there's like, I don't even necessarily know if that's an option, but if there could be like a secondary beneficiary in the case that like the actual beneficiary can't collect, I don't know if that's like a thing, or if that's just like a hopeful, like ideal.
Know. Yeah.
Either way, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and assume that the money still belongs to them. That just seems like what this kind of company is.
Yeah, very culty.
Here's a really dumb question. Can I be cryopreserved before I legally die?
This is a Futurama fan. This is what I've been saying.
And here's the answer to that question. No.
They don't even elaborate?
They do elaborate. It just says no. Period.
No.
It just says NaH. Nah, dude.
Nah, man.
No.
Nah, bro.
Current law does not allow freedom of choice in this matter. Under current law, cryopreserved humans are legally dead. Actively making a person legally dead is a crime, regardless of what the person's wishes may be.
It's not like the cryogenic freezing that makes them dead. It's the fact that they're dead that allows the cryogenic freezing. So if they cryogenically froze someone that was living, they wouldn't technically be dead legally.
I guess they probably would be dead.
Well, yeah, but
there's no way a human body
could survive. It wouldn't be the cryogenic freezing that would do it. Or wait, it would be.
It would.
I don't know, man. This is so confusing.
Your body would just die.
I don't want this. I don't want this at all. Burn me.
Alcor
right?
must wait for an independent authority to declare that illness or injury has caused the heart to stop. That further medical care is not appropriate, and that therefore legal death has occurred. Only after the determination is made can the cryopreservation procedures legally begin.
Throw me in the ocean instead. I don't. Who wants this, dude?
I don't know.
It's insane.
We got one more FAQ, and then I'm going to sign up. So
Okay, all right.
We'll see what they're going to offer me.
Thank God.
Here's the final FAQ, at least the available, open page FAQs.
Yeah, for an episode where we have nothing to talk about, this is very interesting.
It slowly turned into just transhumanism.
I just saw it on your phone. I was like, what the hell is that?
What about aging and disease?
What about that?
Very, very, very valid question. It is absolutely pertinent to understand what the fuck is going to happen to you when you're dead and frozen. So why don't we find out from Alcor, huh? Let's see what they got to say.
Okay.
There is no point in prolonging life if the result will be illness and debilitation. People are now living longer, healthier lives than their grandparents, and their children will live longer still. Eventually, aging itself will be a treatable, reversible condition as medicine attains full control of the human body at the molecular level.
So we're just going to be forever people, so they say?
That's what Alcor thinks.
Okay.
By the time it becomes possible to revive cryonics patients, especially today's cryonic patients, biological aging as we know it today will not exist.
Did you just say something was spelled wrong?
No, I missed my place. I like my fat-ass finger.
No.
Where am I? In the 19th century, 30% of people living in Paris died of, quote, consumption, end quote. Today, almost no one in the industrialized world even knows what consumption is.
I know it's the equivalent to something that we should be familiar with, but I don't know what that... I'm going to look it up.
So here's a... Oh, can I click on these people?
Yeah.
Oh, I can. Okay, so we can click on the profile of individuals, okay? Jake, I'm going to read you...
Consumption's tuberculosis, I knew it. All right.
Okay. I'm going to read you out. They have some featured members here. We'll select one and read their...
They're like, how do you like being frozen?
We have Gary and Maria...
They chose not to comment.
Entriguez.
Okay.
Christine Peterson. Gregory Benford, Ph.D.
Okay.
Nancy Fisher, or Robin Hansen, Ph.D.
These are all the most made-up sounding names I've ever heard.
Which one do we want to read their little story?
Let's do Hansen.
Robin Hansen.
Robin Hansen, Chris Hansen's long-lost mother.
Okay, and this is from Cryonics, the month of July to August 2017 edition.
That looks like a photograph of a balding man. Is that her?
It's a man.
Wait.
It's a man named Robin Hansen.
Oh, okay, all right.
This is very...
I know too many female Robins for me to just fill that in naturally.
Holy shit, this is like a fucking book about this guy. Oh my god, this is
What's
insane.
the last sentence? That's all we need. What's the last sentence?
The last sentence. He awaits your feedback, and contrarian that he is, especially looks forward to your areas of disagreement.
Okay, all right.
So essentially, let me just skim through here.
No.
This guy's a fucking weirdo, and he wants to be frozen when he's dead.
All right. Okay. Let's go to Fisher.
Let's see, Nancy Fisher.
Nancy Fisher.
She was in the Cryonics magazine in March of April 2018, and she was actually the cover photo.
Man, you can make a magazine for anything.
Her favorite book is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's not pertinent.
She's traveled to more than 50% of the countries on Earth.
Okay.
And she would like to visit intergalactic destinations.
Fuck her. Just die. Okay? Or talk to Elon. Maybe he can hook you up.
Yeah.
Okay? How about you do that and just get a life insurance policy for your family?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to sit here and read this shit because I don't care about
these are
any
entire
of these people.
fucking novels about these people who just are looking forward to dying.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the form, okay?
Okay. What's the first thing?
It's asking for my name, my email, and my phone number.
You're going to give this company your email.
I'm going to give it the podcast email.
All right, perfect. That's why we have it. We are starting a cult. Startacult@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's going to get the podcast email.
There we go.
There we go. Autofill for that.
If you have any thoughts about cryogenically freezing yourself after you died, email us.
I'm going to go
Tell us your thoughts. Maybe you'll change my mind because I am just so scared of it.
I'm going to go ahead and give it my real number.
Your phone number?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and give that out to the cryogenic people. Oh, man.
I knew it would be just like you to maybe put my phone number in there, knowing you.
Thank you for your interest. Someone from Alcor will get back to you soon to continue your application.
They knew it. They knew what we were doing.
I'm going to go ahead and open up the email and see if we've gotten anything from Alcor.
Yeah, how on top of this are they? Because they need to be on top of their shit if I'm going to trust them with my body forever.
Your Alcor membership inquiry here. I really wish I didn't give them my real phone number because I feel like they're going to call me.
Yeah, they probably are. Dude, wait. This is way derailing what we've been talking about. But recently, Grant looked up snow removal. He looked that up just on his phone. All right?
It's true.
And what do you know? Fucking 10 minutes later, he receives a call from the county that we live in. The guy that removes snow, he's like, hey, your name is this, and on your file I see you're handicapped, so you might need our services. This is on New Year's Day, and this guy just calls it like 8:30 at night. It's fucking freaky, man.
Yeah.
You just searched it on your phone, and this guy fucking called you on a holiday.
Wow, I know...
terrifying.
Alcor,
don't give people your number.
Well, I just gave mine to Alcor, so...
They're going to freeze you, bitch, no matter what you want.
Yeah, what if I don't sign up for it? They're still like, we legally own his corpse. He's a frozen piece of meat.
We're just going to freeze him and play with him in the fucking break room.
That might have been an error on my part. I'm going to go back to their website.
Immediate regret. I love this.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I do regret that, but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
I do it all.
Technology's freaky, and these guys are going to use it to fucking make you so brittle you're going to snap like a goddamn Twix bar.
I will say this. I do it for the fans, all right? I do it for you guys.
You're very dedicated. I would not put my phone number into a cryogenic freezing company's website, but that's just me. I would do a lot of other stuff for you guys. Email us some requests, and we'll sift through them, but no, I'm not going to... I don't want this. So thanks for taking that bullet, Grant.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's worth it for you guys because I want to know more information about this.
Yeah. You know what? Some things are better frozen. Have you ever heard of a Snickers bar that's frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious. Way better. Ice cream. It's not soup. It's a hard thing you can eat. I don't know about bodies, though. I just don't know.
No, I'm going to say this, and it doesn't bode well. Because the company technically started, or the idea formed in 1964. A physics teacher named Robert Ettinger published the landmark book, The Prospect of Immortality, in which he laid out a rational case for the concept of cryonics to a wider audience.
Immortality lives in your children. Just have kids if you want to live forever, and they'll do something. Yeah. They might make you not proud. They might besmirch your name, but that's what we got.
Yeah, that is true. But in 1972, that's when Alcor Incorporated started their business, and they had 5 members, believe it or not. And they had one patient from 1972 up until 1986 when they boosted that number up to 5. And then they've been steadily growing, but they're still under 200. And what's even funnier is now they advertise as they have 180 plus patients when I gave you that exact number earlier in the episode and it was like 189.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it was, a million's more than 180. So,
yeah. Dude, what do you think they did with the first guy for the first couple of years? Like, do you think he was just in like a storage unit or something? Like, where did they keep him? They couldn't have had a facility at that point, right?
You know what I'm afraid of? Like, maybe this is just me being irrational or, like, not trusting of people. I feel like they diddle you. I don't know why, but I feel like they're going to, like, touch you.
They're going to touch your penis.
They're going to, like, stick shit in your asshole and, like, just be like, look at this guy's dick.
They're going to sell hours at a time with you to people that come in and offer.
Because
your life insurance payments aren't enough.
I didn't even think of that, but that's, like, really disturbing because that probably happened.
It was just like in Sons of Anarchy. It's like, what is it, a cold packing
Yeah,
or
so
something like that?
You
cold packing? Yeah. No, fuck that. Put me in the ground. Throw me in the trash.
No,
in the ocean,
me.
maybe.
I don't want anybody diddling me. I don't even want bugs diddling me.
Burn me and have me like go down a whale's blowhole. I don't care.
But yeah, so that's essentially the outline of Alcor Incorporated.
Oh, I hate it.
I'll definitely give you guys.
I don't like that at all.
100% give you guys an update as I get updates. They have my full legal name and my cell phone number.
So they basically own you.
So they do know who I am, and they're going to be reaching out to me soon. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. If they answer, I'm really going to, like, troll as hard as I can. Because this company's a joke. Like, can we admit that?
That has to be your first
joke?
question is, like, so what do you do to prevent diddling? In the
how
workplace?
do I know that I won't be molested?
Yeah, it's like, there's HR. It's like, you can't rub your secretary's shoulders. That's good. You can't make comments about bodies and whatever. What if they're dead? And they're just furniture after a couple of years and the people are just diddling the balls? Does the HR rep even care?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
And
that's concerning to me.
When my life insurance policy runs out, when that $200K runs out, what are you going to do with me? See, here's the even worse thing. $200,000, yeah, obviously that's a lot of money, but when you think about it in the big picture, that's like not a lot of money at all.
It's not going to last the amount of time it's going to take for you to be successfully reanimated and reintegrated into society, whatever it is at that point.
Exactly. Like,
that's not enough.
That will not even afford to keep the lights on for 100 years. Like,
no.
You're plugged in 24/7. Like, they better have, like, 3 backup generators that back each other up because, like, you're going to melt like a fucking ice cream cone. You're in Arizona. You're in the hottest state in the country.
Yeah. You're going to turn into, like, the end of fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, you're just going to
melt. Well, Nazi boy melty face.
But, yeah, I'm definitely going to get the info on Alcor, and I'll fill you guys in. I did not know that it would be, like, a waiting period where they're going to, like, vet me or something. Be like,
they're going to vet you.
Does this guy really want to be frozen? Because the answer is this. No, your company's a joke. You take people's life insurance money, and in exchange, you freeze them for an unknown, unspecified amount of time, whereas when that time is over, they will attempt to bring you back to life.
Even if the science isn't there.
And what's the fail-safe? What if they attempt and it doesn't work? Does anybody in your lineage get that $200,000 back?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, the first people that they try to reanimate, it's not going to work. There's going to be some problems. You're going to come out like a squid or something.
I'll tell you this. I'm not even, like, that type of person. Like, obviously, yeah, if you're in a will, that's, like, very sweet. You'll inherit some stuff, get some money, maybe some goods, whatever. And I don't care what I get in anybody's will. But if somebody I know was willingly like, Grant, you would be my number one beneficiary when I die, but instead of giving it to this company so they'll freeze me, I would be like, you are so fucking
I can
weird.
Maybe come back when all of you are dead. Like,
yeah, how bad am I? You
like,
just want to come back when I'm dead? Like, I don't get it.
Well, you don't like anyone you know?
They're really strong-arming and saying that, like, oh, well, only, really highly educated people like what we do. No, only, like, really stupid, gullible people like what you do because you have no proof that any of this works or will work. No, it's true.
And what did they said, like, they would improve health and improve, like, everything about you when they reanimate you if that happens. Like, for someone like you, would, like, you, like, be out of a chair? Like, would they be able to do that?
All I know is this.
All you know is this chair. Life. So why would they...
That's what. See, this is.
I don't know, man.
And here's what
I can teach you to walk in 200 years.
I want to know the fail-safe. Like, let's say something occurs that isn't like a medical revolution. Let's say there's something negative that happens. Like there's a collapse of government or infrastructure, or something as simple as an earthquake or like
Godzilla comes.
A world-changing natural disaster that hits Scottsdale, Arizona, and just decimates the Alcor facility.
There's some sort of disease, like maybe COVID-84 happens, and then everything's fucked.
And that's what I'm curious about. I want to know more details about how they're going to handle this. And also I want to know about the safeguards of being diddled once I'm dead. I feel the same way about funeral homes, but at least that, they only keep you for like a day. So it's like you're done.
They're just sewing your eyelids and shit and formaldehyde, all injector, and they're dressing you. They're making you look good.
But this is, in a roundabout way, this is the most simple, easy method of transhumanism that there is. Obviously, that's something that's kind of been around as of late, because I know Elon Musk talks about transhumanism into like robots, nanobots. I mean, we're kind of getting it almost with this metaverse by Facebook or by Meta or whatever the fuck they call it.
Something.
And for those of you, like, just a brief little thing about the metaverse, it's essentially a virtual world where you can enter and, like, buy property, and you could, like, attend mass, because the Catholic Church in Vatican City has already agreed to do that. You can hang out with people, you can go see things, you can buy goods, you can get services, all in this virtual setting without leaving your home. And it's fucked up. It's a terrible idea.
Well, here's my question. Can you cryogenically freeze your meta version of yourself?
Probably soon.
Yeah, that's next on the docket, I'd say.
Meta Alcor is going to come out.
Malcor.
I'm going to say this, without knowing anybody that's ever been to an Alcor facility or anyone that's ever worked for them, I can openly say that they're an extremely untrustworthy company, and they are batshit insane, and you should never give them any money.
No, yeah, they're gambling addicts, and you can't trust them.
I gave them my phone number and my name, and that is the most they will get from me ever, because I refuse.
Can't believe you did that.
I refuse to let Alcor...
It's going to be such a minor inconvenience for a while.
Watch them, like, convince me to do it. And I'm like, Jake, you got to do it with me. It's perfect. They've explained it all.
You fucking make me buy into it, and then, like, they hear this episode, and they're like, we're going to diddle these guys more.
We're going to unfreeze these guys and diddle the shit out of them.
We're going to freeze them extra cold so their dicks go up inside and just show them to everyone.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the episode for the day.
I guess, yeah, that filled up an hour.
We got...
Holy shit, man.
I had to get that off my chest because I was thinking about Alcor.
Yeah.
And it really took some turns that I did not anticipate.
No, yeah, taking. That was... that made me very upset.
Alcor.
So good for you, Grant. Way to go.
I will say this. Don't ever give any money to the Alcor Corporation or anybody associated with them. And if you happen to know somebody that is associated with the Alcor Foundation, please avoid them. They are not sane people. They're not okay. They're fucking weirdos that want to freeze you and take your money.
You don't even have to ignore them. Just do your thing, all right? Just don't let them pull you in. All right, that's how they get you. They're recruits.
It's a weird company that I feel like isn't being openly talked about enough. They're duping people. Granted, it's not many, but they're duping people into freezing themselves for the future that they're not even certain will work in their favor.
It's the scientific Wild West. I guarantee there's cacti all around their facility in the middle of the fucking desert. There's no law.
No.
There's no law out there.
This is the beginning to like a ridiculously cheesy sci-fi movie that's on at 2 a.m. That's what this is.
Yes.
And it's real life. You don't have to believe me. You can look it up. They are a legitimate business, and this happens. And there are over 180 people in their facility right now that are dead corpses, frozen in some type of weird freezing concoction. And that's just what it is. That's how life is for them now.
Yeah.
So how about that shit?
How about that?
Take that for your episode.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
But anywho, we will be back.
Yeah,
next
we will
week.
be back. Like I said, I think just after we do this right now, we're gonna like solidify maybe a little schedule. We're definitely gonna be making a list of things that we're gonna be talking about this year. Just our annual list thing that we do. Formation, maybe formulation. What word would you use?
List.
Yeah.
That's the best
we're going to
word.
do that.
That's
we're going to
the best
list.
Word I can explain.
Yeah, so we'll have some more cool stuff for you coming up. Like we said, we're going to have some Burger King true crime.
That is
with
true.
a T in there in the middle. So, that's next week, and we are starting a Cult Desk Grant. I'm Jake. Mitch is not here.
He's on his
He's
way.
going to be coming, but, we also have a couch coming, so we had to do this early so we could do that.
Yeah, we're getting a whole reunion today.
It's always couches with you.
This is the third couch in the last
I've moved more couches for you than I have for anyone in my life.
See, we had nothing, and now we're rich in couch. That's
couch
what
rich.
We are. We had no furniture. We literally had a bed and a trunk and a dog crate, and now we have couches a-popping. We got more couches than you could fucking have.
There's a couch right next to me. It wasn't there before.
No, you got anybody's
They're just popping out of the fucking woodwork.
It's beautiful, and we're getting another one. But, so I hope you guys enjoyed your little journey into the Alcor facility.
Yeah.
And we will be back next week with a hot new episode, so enjoy and have fun.
Yeah, and next week's episode will arguably be far more upsetting than anything in this episode. So we are starting a cult. You can follow us on all the shit, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Mostly Instagram, like I said, that's where we're most active. There's also YouTube. You can listen to all these and just stare at our logo.
Yeah, we're pretty active on there, too.
Yeah, subscribe, leave a comment. We always love reading the comments. It's very interesting.
I don't know if you guys can see. I don't really know if that's true. I don't know if you can see, our follows on YouTube, who we follow.
Oh, we got Camping with Steve?
That's, just I pretty much have just started using that as my private YouTube channel.
Stealth Camping with Steve. We got TikTok Cringe. We have Slapped Hams.
Yeah,
those are some good videos.
All the shit that I watch in my free time is all of our subscriptions and what we watch. So yeah, so you get a little insight into what we do in our spare time.
Check that out. But also, as always, there's a Patreon link below. I just made a post using Navi's face. I'm reeling y'all in with a cute puppy dog. Patreon is great. We have the bi-weekly episode.
Yeah.
And it's just us doing whatever, and Navi makes appearances, and we talk about him and dogs and everything that might be on our mind at that point in time.
That's true.
So, go to that. You'll also get a shirt. Just send us your email or what. No, email us your address or some shit or whatever on Patreon. Do it. We're going to give you a shirt. You're going to have extra stuff to listen to. Everyone's going to be happy, and no one's going to get frozen.
I promise.
Bananas.
Frozen.